In Hollywood, marriages often make headlines not for their strength, but for their sudden breakups. Relationships between celebrities are usually seen as fragile, with the pressures of fame pulling couples apart. Yet, Catherine Zeta-Jones and Michael Douglas have been together for nearly 25 years, proving many doubters wrong. The couple exchanged vows on November 18, 2000, in a lavish ceremony at New York's Plaza Hotel. Their wedding was seen as one of the most glamorous of its time, combining the charm of a Welsh beauty and the power of a Hollywood icon. But beneath the surface, their relationship has been tested in ways most people could never imagine. From health crises to public scrutiny, their story is not just about love, but also about survival. At 55, Catherine's life has been marked by triumphs and tragedies that remind us that even stars are not shielded from pain. What makes her journey so powerful is the way she has continued to rise despite heartbreak. This is the story of a woman who seemed to have it all but faced struggles that fame could never hide. One of the most painful chapters in Catherine's life began in September 2010 when Michael Douglas was diagnosed with stage 4 throat cancer. The news shocked the world, but for Catherine, it was a devastating blow. Watching the man she loved fight for his life was an unbearable test of strength. Michael's treatments were grueling, involving both radiation and chemotherapy, which left him weak and exhausted. Catherine stood by him throughout, showing the loyalty and love that held their marriage together. Yet privately, she admitted she was falling apart. She once said she was a complete mess, unable to stay strong while seeing her husband suffer so deeply. The hardest part was the delayed diagnosis. Michael had complained of throat and ear pain for months before doctors identified the cancer. Catherine expressed her anger, saying she was furious it took so long. Still, Michael showed determination. Despite the odds, he believed he would recover, and he did. In January 2011, he announced he was cancer-free, a moment of relief for the entire family. But while Michael's health improved, the battle left lasting scars on Catherine, who had been holding in her own pain for too long. Soon after Michael's recovery, Catherine revealed her own personal battle. In April 2011, she admitted herself into a mental health facility for treatment of bipolar II disorder. For many who admired her, this came as a surprise. Catherine had always been seen as graceful and composed, the picture of glamour on red carpets. But behind that image, she was carrying immense stress. Bipolar II disorder is characterized by long periods of depression mixed with lighter episodes of elevated mood, known as hypomania. Her spokesperson explained that the strain of supporting her husband during his cancer fight had pushed her to a breaking point. This revealed an important truth. No matter how successful or wealthy a person may be, mental health struggles can touch anyone. Catherine's openness helped reduce stigma, showing her fans that it is okay to seek help. Still, her struggle was heartbreaking because it showed how deeply her husband's illness and the weight of fame had affected her. For Catherine, the battle was not only about her own health, but also about holding her family together under the spotlight of worldwide attention. As if health struggles were not enough, Catherine and Michael's marriage faced a very public test in 2013. After years of stress, the couple announced they were taking a break. Many tabloids speculated that their love story had come to an end. Some reports suggested Michael's comments about his cancer added tension to their relationship. Others pointed to the strain of Catherine's mental health battles. Whatever the cause, it was clear that their marriage had reached a difficult point. Hollywood watchers quickly predicted divorce, noting the 25-year age gap between the two. Yet separation did not mean the end. For Catherine and Michael, it was more of a pause, a chance to reflect and breathe. After some time apart, they reunited, proving that love could survive even under extreme pressure. Their ability to rebuild their marriage became another sign of their resilience. For Catherine, however, the experience added another layer of heartbreak. She had to endure not only personal pain, but also relentless public scrutiny, with every flaw magnified. In many ways, their separation highlighted the cost of being in the spotlight. It showed that even deeply private struggles become public property when you are a star. While Catherine's personal life was filled with challenges, her career tells the story of a determined woman who refused to give up. From a young age, she showed incredible talent. At 10, she won a national talent contest by singing a Shirley Bassey song. By 17, she was already performing in the West End in 42nd Street, proving she was destined for stardom. Her breakthrough came in the early 1990s with The Darling Buds of May, where she captured hearts across the UK. Yet Catherine never wanted to be limited by her image. She once admitted she drank, swore, and lived life fully, things that didn't match her good girl reputation. Her big leap to Hollywood came in 1998 with The Mask of Zorro, where she starred alongside Antonio Banderas. This role launched her into global fame, followed by Entrapment 1999, Traffic 2000, and Chicago 2002, which won her an Academy Award for Best Supporting Actress. Despite her success, Catherine was often unfairly labeled in the media. Some accused her of being a gold digger because of her marriage to Michael Douglas. She fought back, reminding the world that she had her own career, earnings, and talent. Her story in Hollywood shows both the triumphs of fame and the pain of constant judgment. Being an actor might look glamorous, but Catherine has been honest about the sacrifices it requires. Acting does not follow a regular schedule. Auditions can appear at any time, and filming often takes place in faraway locations for months. This constant travel creates distance from loved ones and disrupts family life. Catherine once admitted that while her children were very young, she could take them along, but once they were in school, she could not. That reality made her feel torn between work and home. She confessed that she sometimes missed special milestones with her children, moments she could never get back. Like many parents in demanding jobs, she struggled with guilt. Other actors have voiced the same struggle, including Will Smith, who once said that balancing career and family often means one suffers. For Catherine, the sacrifice of missing time with her children while chasing her passion was one of the hardest parts of her journey. Even now, as she continues working on new projects like her upcoming Amazon Prime thriller filming in multiple countries, she faces the same challenge of balancing work with family. This is the hidden cost of success, a price that fans rarely see when watching stars on screen. Now at 55, Catherine Zeta-Jones finds herself in a new phase of life. Her children, Dylan and Karis, are grown and building their own paths. She and Michael decided to sell their Irvington estate for $12 million, saying the house felt too big after the children left. This shift reflects something deeply relatable. Even the most glamorous lives face the same family changes as everyone else. Catherine and Michael now spend more time in Europe, with Spain becoming an important base for them. It is a return to Catherine's roots and also a way to stay closer to their daughter, who is studying abroad. Michael has stepped back from acting, preferring to enjoy life, travel, and even improve his golf game. Catherine, on the other hand, continues to take on new roles, but she speaks with more reflection about life, love, and marriage. She once joked about their 25-year age gap, saying, "That's just math," dismissing years of gossip with humor. She has also said that their marriage, like any other, has its ups and downs, but respect and love keep them together. For Catherine, this new stage is about balance, family, and finding peace after decades of living under Hollywood's brightest lights. The tragedy of Catherine Zeta-Jones is not that her life has been filled with failure, but that her struggles have often been hidden beneath her glamour. She has lived through the fear of losing her husband to cancer, battled her own mental health challenges, faced separation in her marriage, and dealt with the guilt of balancing career with family. At the same time, she has also experienced incredible triumphs, winning an Oscar, raising 2 children, and maintaining a marriage that has lasted against all odds. Her story is heartbreaking because it shows the cost of success, the pain behind the smiles, and the human side of someone the world sees as perfect. At 55, Catherine stands as a reminder that even stars face the same storms of life as everyone else. Yet what makes her story inspiring is her resilience. She has not only endured heartbreak, but has continued to rise, showing that beauty, strength, and love can survive even the hardest battles. Catherine Zeta-Jones's journey is proof that behind every glamorous image lies a real person, carrying both dreams and struggles, and her life story remains one of Hollywood's most powerful. One of the most striking parts of Catherine Zeta-Jones's life is how fame has always been both a blessing and a burden. On one hand, it gave her opportunities that many could only dream of, starring in blockbuster films, winning an Academy Award, and earning worldwide admiration for her talent and beauty. On the other hand, fame has also created intense pressure. The media has followed her every step, often twisting private struggles into public headlines. Even her marriage was sometimes overshadowed by gossip. Some labeled her relationship with Michael Douglas as nothing more than a calculated move for wealth and status. Catherine often pushed back against these claims, reminding people that she had been successful long before meeting Michael. Still, these constant attacks show how female stars are judged differently. Their success is often diminished, their struggles magnified, and their choices endlessly questioned. For Catherine, fame has been a double-edged sword. It opened doors but also demanded sacrifices that few outside the industry can truly understand. Beyond the red carpets and cameras, Catherine Zeta-Jones has always identified strongly as a mother. Her 2 children, Dylan and Karis, have been central to her life. She has often spoken about the joy of motherhood, calling her children her greatest achievement. But raising them in the public eye was never easy. From a young age, the children faced media attention simply because of who their parents were. Catherine worked hard to give them a sense of normalcy, choosing to step back from acting at times to focus on family life. She once admitted that she didn't want her children to grow up thinking of her as just a Hollywood star. She wanted them to know her as a mother first. Even so, she has been candid about the guilt she sometimes feels when work takes her away from home. Like many parents, she has struggled with the tug-of-war between career and family, a challenge made even harder by the demands of acting. Yet despite the difficulties, Dylan and Karis have grown into young adults who share a close bond with their parents. In recent years, Catherine has proudly shared moments of their achievements, showing that behind her public image, her heart belongs to her family. After spending years balancing family responsibilities and personal struggles, Catherine has entered a new stage of her career. She has spoken about how acting still excites her, but now she chooses roles more carefully. Rather than chasing every opportunity, she looks for projects that inspire her and fit into her life. Recent years have seen her explore different types of roles, from period dramas to streaming series. Her upcoming Amazon Prime thriller, set to film across several countries, shows her continued ambition to take on fresh challenges. This phase of her career highlights reinvention. Unlike in her younger years, when she was focused on building fame, Catherine now works with more freedom and control. She has the ability to say no to projects that don't feel right. In interviews, she has expressed that she no longer feels the same pressure to prove herself. Instead, she focuses on the joy of performing and telling stories that matter. For a woman at 55, this sense of creative freedom is a victory in itself. It shows that Catherine is not only surviving but continuing to grow in a career that has often been unkind to women as they age. Looking back, Catherine Zeta-Jones's journey offers many lessons about resilience, love, and the cost of chasing dreams. Her life shows that success is never as perfect as it looks from the outside. Behind her Oscar, her glamorous roles, and her red carpet appearances lies a story of illness, heartbreak, and constant struggle. But it also shows that strength is not about avoiding